Turn 10 made an announcement they were laying off people a while back, and everybody was like, oh man, Turn 10, Forza is one of the biggest franchises. We already know about Forza Horizon is going to be, the forefront going forward, but haven't heard anything about Forza Motorsport. And I was thinking about this the other day, and then I just saw this article, and I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and talk about this as well, because eventually I was going to bring it up, but this just made it, faster for me to talk about, give my thoughts and opinions, because just like this article says, players deserve answers. Now, and I agree. So with that being said, let's talk about it. If this is your first time here, welcome. I could be found on all the platforms that's down in the description: TikTok, X, Twitch, Rumble, all those places. Hope you guys check me out over there. Over there, I talk about gaming and everything under that umbrella, just like I do on this channel. And basically, I'm pretty much anywhere and everywhere that I can be to basically do this content. So hopefully you guys will support, and I really would appreciate it. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this. Xbox, Turn 10. We already know everything that's going on with the layoffs. I mean, Forza, Turn 10, they're not the only parts of Xbox that was, had this whole thing happen. But with the Forza Motorsport series, people want to know, like, what's going on. This is a series that's been around since the mid 2000s, and it's actually been a pretty good series. But when you cut off half your staff, and like really Horizon is the more popular side of Forza, Motorsport is good, but it's not as popular, and they decided to bank their money on that. And you still hear about Forza Horizon. You still hear about it. It's on PlayStation now, all this other stuff. But you haven't heard anything about Forza Motorsport at all. And now I've been wondering, like, what's going on here? So we're going to look at this. Shout out to the on this article, windowscentral.com. Richard Devine, I have the link down in the description if you want to check this out yourself. So it's like, basically, hey, Xbox, what in the heck is going on with Forza Motorsport? Players deserve answers, not silence. Now, yes, it's been silenced. If you go on their X account or their Twitter page, they haven't said nothing since July 10th. That's almost a month as of this recording. So let's look at this. All right. It's been more than a month since reports surfaced suggesting that the dire state of Turn 10 Studios, makers of Forza Motorsport, and an equally dire outlook on the future of the franchise. Since then, silence. Yes, actual silence. It has been highlighted by Clobrow on X and commented upon our own Jez Corden that there hasn't been a single post on the brand social media since July 10th. So it's like almost a month that you haven't heard anything. So I'm like, all right, what is happening? What is going on? And it's like, I'm starting to think that this franchise might be completely gone at this point. Like, there may not be another Forza Motorsport. And it really sucks, because even with the last Forza Motorsport, I mean, you can probably even go back to Forza 7, that this wasn't really the Forza that we remember. It's kind of a little bit different. Forza 5 kind of went back to the roots of Forza 1, which was okay. But I mean, let's just be honest. Yeah, it really hasn't been the same since Forza 4. I mean, that's like the last one that actually had legs. The rest of them, not so much. Let's see, is that it? Okay. Let's apply some context to the timeline a little. The last content update for Forza Motorsport was June 16th. Oh, wow. Following this, 2 more hotfix updates hit the game between then and the end of June. Now, see me, I don't know anything about this. I haven't played Forza Motorsport for the Xbox series. Now, the only Forza Motorsport I play is one on the original Xbox, which is absolutely fantastic. If you're into the retro thing, I highly recommend you go pick up an original Xbox or 360 and get the original Forza Motorsport. Yeah, the graphics are a little bit outdated, but they still hold up very well and is really good. So I didn't even know about these updates. July 4th came the reports about their parent shuttering of the franchise. Our own sources stated that it wasn't dead, that it could be returned one day, but indeed Turn 10's remaining staff would be refocused as a support for Forza Horizon. So basically, when they say that it could return one day, that it just is basically is gone, because how could it return one day and not be dead? I mean, it got to be one or the other. And with that being said, it's like we probably got our answers, and we're not just getting it definitively, so we're not really saying anything yet. When writing that report, I reached out to Microsoft for comment on the matter. To this day, I received nothing. That's crazy. Not even a no comment. Oh my goodness. Haven't even got a no comment. Just absolutely nothing. I'm not alone here. Either AR12, a YouTube channel that has covered Forza extensively over the years, at least received a no comment. The last post on Forza Motorsport X account on July 10th is below. There was a post on July 8th, both which were after initial report. So this is the one from July 10th. Man, that is a beautiful looking car. One thing about Forza, man, the graphics, the cars, they make sure those things look absolutely amazing. Even going back to the Forza 1 on original Xbox, beautiful looking cars. That's one thing they're really good at. So basically, it said jump into division rivals, a new permanent category of the rivals events in Forza Motorsport that challenge builders to create top performing cars for each production car division in the game within a set of a PI limit. And this is crazy. This is crazy. Like, they got you wanting to do this. They want you to do this stuff, but they don't have anything to. Yeah. As our executive editor, Jez Corden, pointed out, Forza is Microsoft's biggest homegrown IP, but that probably because of more of Horizon now, not necessarily Motorsport. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. See, immediately that stretches across two very different titles under the badge, but it all began with Forza Motorsport. Yeah, like I said, Forza Motorsport was the game, back on the original Xbox, and even when the Xbox 360 came out, you had Forza 2, but then when Forza Horizon started to come around, it was like, it started to take over, and I understand why. And yes, this is mismanagement on a legendary scale. Forza Motorsport enjoyed its 20th birthday in May this year. The franchise began a way back on the original Xbox and has been a staple ever since. As times have changed, sure, the arcade open world stylings of Forza Horizon has surpassed it, but Forza Motorsport has been a favorite for many for 2 decades now, myself included. Yeah, absolutely. Like, don't get me wrong. We all know what Forza Horizon is. Forza Horizon is the game that actually, takes the genre forward. People gravitate to Horizon more. Motorsport is where it began. And I think that when you're cutting costs, stuff like this is going to happen. And it is really unfortunate because this is the 20th birthday of Forza Motorsport. And what they could have done, honestly, in my opinion, it could have probably just re-released Forza Motorsport on the original, re-released the original game on the Xbox Series. I mean, yeah, maybe probably cannibalizing some stuff, but I would think that would have been a really good gesture just to show, or just have like a celebration of the 20th anniversary in some form to where you could go back and play under those original Xbox graphics, like kind of like how they did with what is it, Halo, the Master Chief Collection. For Halo 1, you can go back and forth from the original graphics to the updated ones. I think that would have probably been the best way to go. See if you could just go back and just, and I know it probably took some money, but I think it would have been received very well. And it would have been a pretty good DLC that I probably would have paid for, so I think that's something that would have been really cool. I mean, once again, man, look at this. I mean, these cars look beautiful. I'll admit, I wasn't over the move with the big reboot in 2023. Didn't feel it delivered on the promises, and it wasn't a leap forward that I hoped for. Yeah, that's why I didn't play it either. I mean, because I felt that way. I played maybe like 10, maybe, I ain't gonna say 10 minutes. That's disrespectful. Probably about an hour of it, and I was like, yeah, I'm good. But it wasn't a leap forward that I hoped for. But Turn 10 kept at it because they're best in the business. Now is in a much better place, even if there's still more that can be done. So I've heard that as well. I heard that a lot of people saying that this is a much better game from the original. And this is something that I was looking towards possibly buying the game, even though the game is still tethered to online, which, I'm wary about that. But yeah. But it could be out, but it could also be put out the pasture. We assume that it's out the pasture, but nobody's saying a word. That's what hurt the most. Know what angers the most, and I'm not sure alone either. This is one of the biggest, longest serving Xbox IPs we have. If it's last orders at the bar, then send it out with a bang, not with a whimper. This is what I'm saying. This is another thing I think. Like, if this is the last game, what they should do is, and sometime in the future, go ahead and put this game into a good state. Shout out to Stock Killing Games, where this game is not tethered to online. And I'm still going to lean on to the fact that they may want to go ahead and probably try to give us old school graphics, just as just a good send off. But I don't know. Instead, players are left in limbo. Will we get any more content updates? Will we get any fixes? How long the servers will be left on? How long the servers will be left on? How long the servers will be left on? That is a great question, because if they're going to be cut off, make the game offline. Just put it in a playable state. Give it the Gran Turismo Sport treatment, and that'd be absolutely awesome. And even if there are, will there be anything else for us to do going forward? Now, I think this is the thing. This will make Forza great. You just put out a great game and just let it sit there and let it live in its own universe. You don't have to have extra stuff. Put as much content that you can into it, and when the end of life is over, when the end of life comes up, just give it a good send-off and let people continue to play it. This is one thing I do like about Forza in general. When you go back to even Forza 3, 4, 5, 6, they put those games in a good state where you can play those games going forward. They even do this with the Forza Horizon series, where I end up buying Forza Horizon 4 with all the DLC because they gave you a heads up, like, hey, the game's about to be done. Buy the DLC for a cheap price, you're good. I did this with Forza 7. I did it with Forza 5. And I did it with Forza 6 as well. So they're pretty good with that. So I don't think they need to keep the game alive online. If you're going to just not say anything about this game, just go ahead and put it in a playable state. Man, that's a good looking car. Anything else? Man, this is a pretty long oh no, this is going to be the end of it. Forza is one of the franchises that helped build Xbox to what it is today. I agree. I mean, the original Xbox is, in my opinion, it's a Forza machine. And the original Xbox have so many great games, but when I look at the original Xbox, is basically Halo and Forza. It may be Project Gotham Racing, but you know what I mean. Excuse me. It's frankly disgusting. Over a month and a half after media reports of demise, nobody at Microsoft has even acknowledged the situation. Yeah, that's crazy. They should say something. Is it alive? Is it dead? Is it maintenance on? Yeah. I know people in Microsoft I know that people in Microsoft read this site. So at this point, consider me on my knees in front of you on the behalf of millions in the Forza community when I ask this. Please, Xbox, what in the heck is going on with Forza Motorsport? We deserve to know, and this legendary franchise deserve, and in this case, a proper farewell. Yeah, at the end of the day, Forza deserves better. Shout out to Richard Devine. This was a really good article, and I don't know. I mean, he's a managing editor at Tech Reviews. I don't know this guy's angle at Windows Central. I don't even look at this website or whatever, but I saw this, and I love seeing articles that actually speak like a fan, or like actually will speak like a consumer of a product. Really would speak, somebody who's passionate. I love those type of artists. There's no shilling. There's none of this crazy stuff. He just wants basic answers to a game that he likes to play. There's no, this other crazy stuff defending, stuff that's clearly good that's bad for the consumer. It's no defending none of that stuff. He just wants to know, hey, look, I want to know what you're going to do with this game. So shout out to Richard Devine. He's on X. He's on all these other things. I highly, recommend, reading this article for yourself, because you just probably heard me say it, talk about it, or just share this article. People need to know what's going on for Forza Motorsport. I totally agree. I definitely agree that this is a thing that needs to be to the forefront. We need to know what's going on, because even though a person like me that hasn't played much of Forza Motorsport, I am willing to buy this game if I know what I'm getting into going forward. If I know what's going on, I will buy a physical copy of this game and just have it, because deep down, I do feel like that this might be the last game. This might be the send-up. I don't see them coming back from this and making another Forza Motorsport. And if I know that everything that's going to be in this game will still be intact, I will buy a physical copy of the game and play it and have fun and enjoy myself. If this just one of those games like it's online only and it is one of these anthem situations, then yeah, I'll just stick with Forza 7. So let me know what you guys think. I think this is a really good article. I think this is a really good situation that that you see when you have an article like this out here. But it is a bad situation because you're not getting any answers from Turn 10 or Xbox. They need to do something about this. This is pretty crazy. So let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna get up out of here. Y'all take it easy. Check out all the links down in the description. Hopefully you guys like this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, y'all, I'm out.